Good evening and welcome back to the Whiskey Kitchen. Today we're doing something actually relevant to the name. I've got here, on the rocks, old-fashioned, pre-made cocktail. This is made with Knob Creek. It's going to be a bourbon. This is my Knob Creek, not what's used to make this, but probably the same stuff. 9 years, 100 proof. This brings it down to 35%, so 70 proof. I haven't tried this before, and this was chilled when I got it, so I kept it chilled up until now. This is everything you need. It's already mixed up. It's already got everything part of it. It's got the, your bitters, your sugar, cherry. This one also says lemon in here, which I'm a little confused by. I don't put lemon in any of mine, but it also references the orange. So it's like got all of it still, and then some. We're going to see if it's any good, though, and if it is worth getting as opposed to just making it yourself. I find old fashions are pretty inconsistent when you order them out. Even the kind I make at work are different. They're not the kind you expect. They're delicious though, and everyone loves them, but they're not gonna be consistent with any other place. So I've got a single cube in here, a small one, because why not? And it smells nice. It smells about as good as you would expect any good old-fashioned to smell like. It's really thick, like really thick. That's unexpected. I'm gonna add more ice to this. A little too much ice. That thickness was not what I was expecting at all. It's pretty decent though. Like the taste, it's a little rougher than I anticipated. But Knob Creek is a bit of a strong whiskey as far as flavor goes. Like by itself, it's kind of overwhelming. So to mix it with anything is definitely when you want to taste the whiskey more than the drink. Yeah, that's strong stuff. What the fuck is that? Fibers. Let's, I guess, keep figuring it out. Give this a second to breathe, I guess. Not that that's something it really needs to do. The smell was fine, but that taste threw me off, threw me for a loop. It's still really thick, and I don't like that. It's a little more bitter than I would prefer. I like a sweeter old-fashioned myself. I wouldn't recommend Knob for an old-fashioned. I think it's good. No, sorry, I take that back. Knob Creek is great for an old-fashioned when you want to enjoy the whiskey. Old fashions are great cocktails for complementing the taste of the whiskey you're drinking. Up until you start hitting sipping whiskeys that are best neat or on the rocks, an old fashioned is just a nice way to enjoy it without hurting yourself. This respects that, and that's fine, but that's not how I like it. I like cocktails to taste like the cocktail, less like the individual ingredients that make it up. So if you want it to taste like whiskey adjusted, then this is pretty solid. If you want it to taste like, I don't want to say how an old-fashioned should be, because that's definitely up to people's preference. But if you want it to taste more like something if you want it to taste something a little sweeter, a little more easier to drink, this is not great. The thickness of it is off-putting. It also says do not freeze and pour over ice, so I should have probably added that first. The extra ice. Let's do a splash extra. I would recommend, if you're drinking this at all, using it with a splash of water would soften it up a lot. It's bitter. Like, more bitter than I think it should be. And you might think, oh, bitters, but bitters aren't just bitter, ironically. I put bitters in a lot of things, and they never make it bitter. They make it very enjoyable, though. Anyway, overall, it's okay. I'm not gonna buy this again. Not for an old fashioned, at least. I'm gonna try some other flavors, see if they're better, if they perform more towards the cocktail that I anticipate them to be. I'll try those out, and hopefully I'll have the accompanying spirit to have an also side comment to tell you a little bit about as well. So let me know what you think about that. If you want to see more reviews, hit like, let me know in the comments. If you want to see more of me doing various things, just subscribe and you'll see various things. But until then, bottoms up.